Evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out on such a rainy evening, Monday night. Really appreciate it. I hope it's a really interesting talk. And I am going to share a talk with you for maybe 40 minutes, and we'll have time for questions at the end. So first up, I'm Mackenzie, the founder and the creative director of White Bear Studio. And we are a design and creative full-service agency based in Brick Lane. And we also have a satellite office in Dublin. We design really beautiful, really valuable things for a lot of people. We design brands, we design packaging, we design campaigns, and a whole spectrum of things. But what's really core is, one, that it's not designed for design's sake. It's design that makes a functional difference to the brand or the business that we are working with. And secondly, that it's really creative and really fun. We like to work with brands that are brave. Here's a sneak peek, well, not a sneak peek, it's on our website, but a look at a spectrum of our work. As you can see, it's very diverse, very fun and engaging. But that's all you're going to see of our work this evening, because I'm not here to talk about our work. I'm here to talk about our agency, and I'm here to talk about gender balance in design and in the creative industries. Come onto our website if you want to see more of our work. So, what am I here to talk about? Well, I did actually just tell you, but I'm here to talk about equality in the workplace. I'm not an expert myself, so all I can share with you tonight are some tangible takeaways that I have put into place in our studio to make it a balanced and gender balanced studio, although we are predominantly female at the minute. That's not conscious, that's just the way it's happened. But I will talk a bit more about that in a minute. So, first off, I don't have the answer. Tonight isn't going to be about giving you the answer as to how to increase diversity in design or how to work out the pay gap, but it is going to be giving you some tangible takeaways to think about and hopefully for you to be conscious moving forward. I've already said that. So, some of the facts. I don't know if anybody else is a bit blue in the face from hearing fact after fact after fact about the gender imbalance or about the pay gap. So I want to firstly go through these facts so that we are all aware of them. We all know the environment that we're operating in, and we're all on the same page. But then I want to move on from them because they can be a little bit negative. This talk isn't about being negative. First off, the UK design workforce is 22% female and 78% male on the whole, which I'm sure you all agree is quite shocking. Yeah. When we drill into that, in the different industries, in product design, the workforce is only 5% female. These facts are actually based on Why Design. Why Design is an initiative that I'm a board member of and on the committee of, set up by an amazing lady called Mackenzie. She is in that 5%. The first job she ever got, she was the only woman in the whole company. And what Why Design do is help encourage young creative women to get into senior leadership roles. And all my facts are taken from that today, and I'm a very participant partner in that. 60% of junior designers are women, and actually 70% of people in creative courses are female. So where do they all go? 16% of creative directors are women. So that's from 60% of the creative industry down to 16%. I have a few ideas as to where they might go, and some we're going to explore. But yes, it's quite staggering. I googled CEO, Google Images. I think there's 60 pictures there, and 5 of them are women. So perhaps the fact we don't have many role models might be adding to our limiting beliefs, perhaps. But definitely, it's not a good starting point. When women make 32% less than men in the creative industries on average, who here negotiated their first salary? One person? Anybody else? No? So on average, 7% of women negotiate their first salary, whereas 57% of men negotiate their first salary. I was in that 7%. I actually also asked for my own parking space. Definitely young and quite naive, but from the get-go, I was speaking up, and I think it's really important. But it's shocking that only 5% of women actually negotiate their first salaries. Another shocking fact is that men apply for jobs when they have 60% of the criteria to fit the job description, whereas women apply for jobs when they have 100% of the criteria, which means they can always do the job. They could probably go for the job above them. When these 16% of women in senior leadership roles get there, they're actually also doing double the amount of housework as men, and they're doing 3 times the amount of childcare. So it's very, very difficult, and we need a lot of support from fellow women and also from men to help balance this out, because we're not, as much as I think we're superheroes, we're not. Successful women attribute their success to their team. Men attribute their success to themselves. And I think that's awesome. I mean, if you're due the kudos, take the success and say it's yours, and also appreciate your team. But I think we could have learned a lot from men about being confident in our skills and in our achievements. Only 73% superheroes are men. So there's not a huge amount of aspirational goals or role models for us to, not that we all want to be superheroes, but even from when we're small, the people we look up to, if they don't look like us, it can be discouraging. So on the back of why design and what we're trying to do, and what I would urge everybody here to do, especially people in senior leadership positions, is to make a pledge as to what you're going to do to contribute towards gender balance. An example here is a pledge that I made. I pledged to be actively aware of gender balance in our studio and to banish imposter syndrome. I don't know if anybody else here gets imposter syndrome. Do they? Show hands. Not my own. Yes, so I'm suffering from that right now. And that's something that I've become really consciously aware of. So there's things that I do to help get over that. And I think it would be really powerful today if, when everybody left, they had a thought about something conscious they could do to pledge to either help their teams or to speak up more themselves. So, as I said, I'm going to talk today more about my own journey and how it's led me to build an agency which is balanced. So, there's always creative. That's a very dodgy picture there, or not dodgy, but pixelated. Painting from a young age, that I thought at the age of 14 I could go and work for Pixar. So I sent all my drawings of Simba and Buzz Lightyear off to Pixar, and nobody got back to me. So I did not get a job, which made me realise I should probably go to college. So it was a funny one deciding that you're Mum. It was a funny one. Someone's just there. It was a funny one deciding to go into the creative industry, especially in Ireland, where there's only 2 universities that do creative subjects. And when I went and told my career guidance teacher, they said, you should focus on what we call as getting points in your leaves or getting your A-levels, park creative and do that after. So that was very difficult because I always was a creative person at heart. So when I finished my Leaving Cert A-levels, I went on and did a year's core course to get into university. And then it was, you're not going to get a job, you're not going to earn any money in the creative industry. And that was difficult. So at my exhibition, after 4 years of studying, I stood by my exhibition post and I said, I am getting a job tonight. I remember saying to my parents, like, don't talk to me, I am working tonight. Everybody else was having drinks and I was just selling myself. And I did, I got a job out of the exhibition night, and I was one of the few who did get jobs. So there are jobs, you just have to really want it, and you have to really go for it, and you have to be really tenacious. So here's a little bit about my journey that I want to talk about. first off, when I left uni, I went to work in a design and branding studio called Zinc, where I negotiated very badly for that pay rise. And while I was there, I won a branding and design award for a job that I did. And I remember when it was announced, my name wasn't on the award, and I wasn't very happy about that. So I went and said to my boss, you know, like, the team hadn't been mentioned, just the creative director, and you weren't actually really involved. So obviously they were very happy about that. And they said, well, actually, you're not all members of the Institute of Design, so we can't put your names on there. I knew that that wasn't true, and me having no money, I still said, well, okay, it was all to be members, so we can all have our names on there. And they actually backed off and put all of our names on there. And so all of us got credit, which was really great. And had I not said that, that wouldn't have happened. So it's really important. I know it can be really hard and really nerve-wracking. It's really important to speak up. So then I left Zinc and I went travelling and had a great old time. And while I was travelling, I actually did a freelance job, which gave me a taste of being my own boss. And with that freelance job, I entered it into the same design awards, just myself. So while I was travelling, I realised that I was shortlisted for it, and my mum and dad went, and they sat next to my old bosses, and I was up against my old bosses, and I won it, so my mum and dad are up there, so I get the award. So that gave me a taste for I can actually do this myself, and I could build a business myself, and it gave me a taste for the independence. And also, as I grow, I have this feeling of when I get those butterflies of nervousness, and that's something I really need to do, and that's something that's like lean in, no, I hate saying lean in, but like go into that energy and use it positively. So that's something that I did. So then, going back to my journey, I moved to Australia and I worked in Imagination, and they had just hired a female creative director, and it was a whole team of men. So there were 7 male designers, and she had come in on top of them, which they weren't hugely happy about. And I was the first hire when she became involved as a junior designer. And I went in there, and the first or second week on the Friday, they were all going out for drinks. And said, where are we going? And they're like, oh, we can't invite you because Friday night's chicken wing night. And if we invite you, we have to invite our girlfriends. So all of a sudden I wasn't part of the team. And that was something they didn't mean that hurtfully. They honestly were just so naive to it. And it's just that there wasn't half and half. There wasn't a balance. And it really was not conscious. I'm still friends with them. But it was just because there wasn't that balance. And it had been so laddie that it was really hard to infiltrate it. So after Zinc, I moved to Identica, an agency in London. Again there, it was a female creative director, but a whole team of men, and I was the first female on the team. Again, that was difficult. I remember in the beginning walking by the pub, and they were all having a drink, and they said, "Oh, see you back in the office." I'll just keep walking in. But again, it was not conscious. It was just that they were going for drinks, and I don't know, it wasn't conscious, and I wasn't hurt by it, but it was very much, I felt like it was me and them. So then when I moved to Carter One, we were split 50-50, it was just a totally different dynamic. And we all laughed, and we all had a great time, we socialized together, it just felt really normal. And it was then when I reflected back to the other times, I realized that they weren't normal. But they were my first experiences. So what I did while I was doing this journey, I always knew that I wanted to run my own agency. So along the way, I gathered things that, I'd like to include this in when I run an agency, or I'd like to do that when I run an agency. And Carter One definitely taught me a huge amount about how I do want an agency to be. So there are a number of things the criteria that came into my agency. So first off, I remember, I don't know if any of you know Carter One, but there was the MD there called Phil Wong, and we used to call him the Dalai Lama of design. And I remember traveling with him, and he had a theory where he said, I just want to make a safe space where people can come and be creative and be fun and be like children, and that it's safe for them to do that and safe for them to fail. And And I just thought that was so amazing, that was something that I wanted to bring into my studio. Health first is another one. The girls will hear me say, all when I say girls, it's Marty and Audrey here today, but they will hear me say, health before wealth, freedom to fail and freedom to challenge each other. We haven't got a real hierarchy system in the studio. We all challenge each other all the time. Even recently we did an exercise where we were re-looking at our core values of the agency, which I'm going to share with you in a minute. And we had an intern say, oh, I don't think that's one of your core values. And like me owning the agency was like, this is like, this is my vision board, what are you talking about? But you have to understand and appreciate the perception of people working in the company too, and that was a really valid point. And just being open and him feeling like he could do that, I think was amazing. Trust and respect, which I'll talk about again in a minute, but I had a baby a few years ago, and the trust I needed to put into my team that they ran the agency without me was huge. So that is something that now when we interview is hugely important to us, that we can trust. Don't take ourselves too seriously. I think there's always time for a cup of tea. I think tea solves a lot of things and a lot of brainstorms. And also we're a team of dog lovers, so there's always different cooches in the studio. So this came together to form our brand's values, our agency's values. First up on our list of values is bravery. And do the thing that gives you butterflies. And bravery means different things to different people. And again, when we did this exercise, bravery to me was say yes and then find out how, and I loved that. But that actually gave the design team a lot of anxiety because they said, you say yes and then we find out how, and it's quite stressful for us. So we found the word bravery was something that resonated with all of us. So in terms of the designers, bravery to try new things and freedom to explore. And bravery for me is often going out and getting new business and doing pitches and presenting things that I'm a little uncomfortable with, but I know that the brand should do it. Second up is trust. Trust, as I mentioned, is hugely important in our agency. I myself, as I mentioned, 2 years into running the agency, was pregnant and I also wanted to have the baby in Ireland, and the agency was in London, so I was like, how are we going to do that? But I had such an amazing team around me that they supported and enabled me, firstly, to take maternity leave, and secondly, to work remotely for 18 months, flying over and back from Ireland to the UK. And they were just so amazing that I interviewed someone for a job the other day, and I don't think many people have been in the situation where the interviewer cried. So she said to me, what's the team like? And my answer was, they're really special, and I started crying. She did ask me on a bit of a funny day, but that is honestly something that I mean, when I interview people, the fact that I can trust them and that I get that gut instinct is really, really important, that we can all trust and lean on each other. Being enterprising, we always say act like an owner. So everybody in the studio acts like an owner, and your job isn't just siloed off to be a designer, to be a project manager, to do marketing. It's you answer phones, you make tea, you talk to clients, you do everything, you sell the business. So when interviewing again, some of the criteria is, well, have you ever started your own business? Or when you were in college, did you ever do anything anyway enterprising? So these type of, have you ever had your own Etsy shop? So these type of things are questions that I'll ask when we're interviewing now to make sure that we get the right type of person. Being purpose-driven and believing in everything that we do is really important. We can't obviously always work on purpose-driven work, but there's a lot of work that we won't work on. So we won't work on alcohol brands. We are working on alcohol. No, we won't work on smoke brands. We will not work on smoke brands. I don't want to do work for the army either. So there's a number of things that are just definite no's and things that we feel really passionate about. And sometimes the passion projects and the purpose-driven projects we do in our spare time or when there's downtime. And lastly, hunger. This will be surprising to Marty. Marty's one of our designers today. Well, not today, always. But Marty, one of our values was joy of discovery, and this joy of finding out something new and this eagerness to learn. And I thought that was really wonderful. However, I interviewed actually Audrey over there for a job a while back, And she said, I'm really hungry for this. I'm hungry to learn more, and I'm hungry for this job. And I said, that says it with the energy. Joy of discovery is just a little bit soft. Hunger, being hungry for learning new things is really important. So there are five values that we live and die by in the studio. So this is our studio. Some people are not in the studio anymore, some people are. So this is over the last year to give you a general idea. But the studio is not so much about this. It's just not. It's not about male and female. The agency is about this. And the heart of the agency is about trusting each other, friendship, fun, and it doesn't, to be honest, it doesn't really play a big role with the gender difference. At the minute, I'm as I mentioned, the founder, and David is there. He's a partner and also my husband, and we run the business together. We would like more men at the minute, actually, because we are predominantly female. But yes, it's about people and hiring people. So I was asked to talk a little bit about balance and balancing life with personal life, and especially women really who have children, and it can be very, very difficult. I remember when I was pregnant, I was about 6 months pregnant, and I was in Neville House where we had an agency 3 years ago, and I was pretty proud to be pregnant, and I was queuing to get my coffee, and there was a creative director in the queue behind me, and he owned a really great agency, and I turned around, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, and he looked down and went, oh shit. And that was his response to me being pregnant. And it just felt so awful and horrible. And I actually didn't know any female design agency owners to talk to. So it did feel quite lonely and really hard. So that's why the team is really important. And talking about getting that balance, I think it's impossible to get that balance. I think if you're 50% at home and 50% in work, you're kind of a bit crap at both, in my opinion. So the way I like to work is I'm 100% in work. I might be in late, but I might be working late, but I'm 100% there when I'm there. And then I don't work Fridays. Fridays I have with my son, and I don't work weekends. So I'm very cut and dry with work and personal life. I have it here. But I thought what should be really balanced is our mental health. So I was like, how can I very scientifically work out if my health is healthy? And then I'll look at my most frequently used emojis. That might give me an answer. Very scientific. So these are my most frequently used emojis, and they go between like nailing life, and I like nailed this pitch, and I'm dancing out of here, everything's amazing, to love for my family and appreciation, to having the crack, because we do have to have the crack, because days can be tough, to mostly, I need more sleep, because when you have a young child, you do not get a lot of sleep at all. I honestly didn't believe people when they said, like, enjoy your sleep, because you really don't get any, so that does happen a lot, and then you have to get up and go and be your best self. So going from I need sleep very quickly then goes to I need help. Because we all can't do everything and be everything to everybody. So often we do need to ask for help. So I thought that gave a quite balanced view of my last 2 weeks. And then when I split them into sections and color-coded them as positive and negatives, as designers love to do, I found that they're actually totally equal. So equal really happy times and equal challenging times. So I was like, okay, maybe that's what balance means to me. Apart from the outlier over here, which is the swimmer. So I was like, am I treading water or walking on water? I'm gonna take it as walking on water and nailing life. And then, yeah, so to me, how you get balance is firstly by having a partner or a support group or family who help you to be your best self. Because of Dave, who's my partner in business and in life, I don't do double the housework, and I don't do triple the childcare. We are very balanced, and I know that I'm very lucky. But he really supports me in everything that I do. He actually has asked one of the girls to video the whole thing, because he's a whole minding our little boy. So having a partner or a support group, he's watching, is really important. And then when running an agency, having a team. This is our Christmas party. That's Dave. Having a team is so important. I could not, I am attributing it to everybody else, but I could not do it without my team and the support group, and we all support each other. A few weeks ago, maybe it was a month ago now, I asked the design team to come in early because we had a deadline, and I wanted to go through the work before work hours because I didn't get caught up in meetings, so I asked them to come in early. Same night, my son was up all night crying and sick. I slept out that early meeting. I haven't done that before, have I? But I slept out that early morning. I was mortified and embarrassed, and I rang Marley and I said to her, look, I'm so sorry, you've all made the effort to come in. And what she said to me was, what would you say to us? She said, you'd say to us, we're all human, we're just doing our best. And that's true, and I love when I talk about it, but it's true. But yes, I could not do it without them. The other one, I thought this aptly described this WhatsApp group. So this is a WhatsApp group of my very closest friends. There's 8 of us in the group. We all own our own businesses. It's funny because half of us study design, but I'm the only one who owns a design agency. They all have different businesses. But what I thought was interesting is the group started out as arranging play dates. And it was just to arrange play dates with the kids. And a few months ago, we realised that it wasn't about play dates, it was about supporting each other. When we were up in the middle of the night, or when we had like a specifically bad night right here. So we changed the group to It'll Be Okay. And I just think it's so important to have women and men to support you and to be there for you. And I thought that this described it really well, because we are all business owners, we share all our challenges, but also it's really, really big highs like having babies, and also a lot of tougher times as well. So that's, I guess, in essence, my answer to balance, having a really strong network of people and a team, and trying to be your best when you're in the room, whether it is at home with your child or it is in the office. What else? Yes. So 2 weeks ago, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed by the amount of work, and Frank, you might recognise Felix's handwriting here. So Felix is our chairman, and he sat down with me and he drew this little cup up the top here. And for any of you people who are responsible for a lot of things, this is a really good exercise to do. He described the cup as having all these different things in them that I'm responsible for, and these ones over the top that I'm still responsible for, but I can't do them all, I can't do everything. So what he got me to do was write down absolutely everything I do in a week, everything that I'm solely responsible for. So I wrote down everything, and then he got me to put them in different boxes. So top left is schedule it, don't worry about it, put it in the diary. Far right is do it right now, so the top half is important, the bottom half is not so important. Bottom left, if it's not really urgent, if you don't have to do it now, you can't delegate, just don't do it, just ignore it. And bottom right is delegate it. And this was really, really useful for me, and he got me to practice doing this every Sunday when planning out the week. So top half, I have to do myself, bottom half, I can get support and help. And that was really, really beneficial for me. So why do we need more women in the creative industries, apart from obviously the obvious? Just to go through a few facts. Formula to determine office temperature was developed in the 1960s and was based on the metabolic resting rate of a man, which is actually minus 5 degrees, which comes out at minus 5 degrees room temperature for women. So we're colder more often in large corporations that have set heating. because that was designed based on a man's resting temperature. Cars, where's my car fact here? Women sit further forward in cars in order to be able to reach the pedals because we are shorter. And when doing that, we are 17% more likely to die. And when it comes to crash test dummies, the weight that they're set at is an average man's weight, not women's weight. So we are at higher risk of dying in cars because they are designed for men. Not to mention pregnant ladies, the risk goes up a lot higher. So if there was a woman sitting there going, test this out on me, or not necessarily that, but if there was a women involved in the process, that oversight would not have happened. And that wasn't consciously done, it was just there was no women there to say, well, that's not, let's balance this out. The average smartphone is 5.5 inches, which I know I struggle with having to text with 2 hands. I can't do it with 1 hand, but it fits comfortably into men's hands because a man has designed the smartphone. So again, things that you just take for granted. If there was a diverse team in there, these oversights wouldn't happen. So there's a number of different reasons that diversity is so important. And I know that times are changing, and before there was more men working and more women at home, but now there's more women working, so we need to really make sure that there's diversity in the workplace, because it will make for much better design. So what can we do? First up, we can be conscious of it and aware of it. We might not be able to fix it straight away. I don't have the answer today, as I said. But being really conscious of it, whether you're a senior leader who might be hiring to be aware of the diversity in your agency, or if you're more junior, just being aware of it is really important. Second up is speak up. I know that this is a difficult one because some people are naturally more introverted and find that really difficult. But what I would say is, while you're quivering inside, just try and speak up and ask for that pay rise, ask for that promotion, go for that job that you're only 60% qualified for. Support flexi work. So we hired our first, when I say full-time flexi person, about 3 months ago now. Kira, and she has a child, and we're supporting her with her working from home and her flexible hours so she can pick up her child from nursery. And I think supporting Flex is hugely important. I don't know if anybody's heard of Flex Appeal and Mother Booka, big fan of her. And she's trying to get a bill passed to make flexi work necessary in every workplace. And lastly, give support. As I mentioned, I wouldn't be able to do any of this if Dave wasn't at home watching our baby, if Audrey hadn't arranged the talk, if Marley hadn't helped me design some of the slides. So just having support is so important. What else have I got? What did we do to support Each for Equal? So we did something this year that I'd love Audrey to come up and tell us about. So Audrey is our account executive and marketing person. And she had a really great idea, so it would be great to get her to speak herself. Audrey.
Hi, I'm Audrey. I'm the marketing executive at White Bear. Can you click for me?
Yeah, of course.
So like Kelly kind of mentioned before, being a majority female team and female-led wasn't something that we were like super obsessed about. But I think when International Women's Day comes around, it's a differentiator for us, and we are all like proud of it at the same time. So we wanted to celebrate together, and so we did this poster project a couple of weeks ago. We all stayed late and we got some snacks and some beers in, and we all designed these. I even tried my hand at using like a Canva, a play design site, and so it was a bit heavy-handed, but it was just really fun. We were looking at statistics of women in business and looking at inspirational quotes, and we just all came up with something, and then we actually went to the march with them. It was really cool to see all the other people that were there with their cool designs too. There was a lot of Smash the Patriarchy signs, which were fun. It's just really cool. We're actually, we're actually still doing it. It's called Design for Equal. We'd love to, if anyone is having a creative flair, we'd love to see how you would respond. The brief is just, what does Each for Equal mean to you? You can share it.
To be a designer.
No, I did it on Canva, and it was a lot of fun. You can still, or even if you're just a poet or somebody, you want to write something down, just share it with us, use the hashtag, and we'd love to shout about it for the whole month of March.
Thank you. So last up, 3 top tips. So these tips are tips for if you're going to a job interview, if you're going for a pitch, if you're going to just do something you're a little bit scared of. These are the 3 things that I do before a talk or a pitch or whatever it might be. First off, I already talked about that. I always feel like an imposter. So the way that I get over that is by being a superwoman. So I do actually, before pitches or before talks, go and stand in front of the mirror and do a superwoman pose and tell myself, I'm going to nail this. And that sounds so cheesy, but I do it and it works. And it just gives you that little bit of extra lift, that little bit of, positivity and self-belief. And I would encourage people to do that, definitely. Second up, I have something that I always said, I think my mom actually told me, used to always say this to me, don't ask, don't get, which is so true. If you see an opportunity, just ask for it, ask. Because people are mind readers and won't know, so if you don't ask, you don't get. So I always ask. Don't always get, but always ask. And last up, it might be a bit controversial, but I have it engraved on my bracelet. Dave, my husband, has it engraved on his cufflinks. It's a bit of a family motto, but if you don't get that job, and if you don't win that pitch, it doesn't matter, just fuck them all. So I have FEA on my cufflink, and we literally text each other FEA before we go into pitches. Like, who cares? I mean, I'm the prize, and if you decide to give me the job, then great, but if not, I'll move on to the next thing. So that's me, Kelly from White Bear. I hope there were a few little tangible takeaways, a few little facts you might not have known. But yeah, that's me. Any questions?